back to you, but we've got two analysts joining in on Reliance Industries as well, which delivered a very strong fourth quarter showing. All-round beat on estimates. Strong show from the oil to chemicals business has driven a record quarterly profit, while margins have expanded as well. Harshvardhan Dole is Vice President Institutional Sales at Institutional Equities at IIFL, and Balaji Subramanian is Vice President at IIFL Securities. Gentlemen, great to have both of you here. Thank you very much for your time. Harshvardhan, if I can start with you, because the beat came from the sector that you have under your coverage, oil and gas. Sort of explain to us in context, how should we look at the numbers and the beat that we've seen, and what does it mean for the stock from here as well? Go on.
So the beat in the O2C came, in my opinion, on account of three things. One, there was higher production. Secondly, the benefits of fuel sourcing, which is both on petrochemical as well as on the refinery side, seem to have come through. And third, most importantly, is basically the operating efficiency. I'd also like to supplement that while globally the demand growth was a bit of an issue, domestically, all the three segments, which is polyester, polyester intermediaries, as well as polymers, saw a healthy demand growth in fourth quarter. And Reliance is favorably placed when it comes to the domestic market. So all these issues essentially led to a favorable performance on the oil to chemical segment. On the E&P, clearly the company seems to be benefiting out of a ramp up in the gas production. And at the same time, the realizations that they have got have been in sync with the global trends. So it's a benefit of volume ramp up as well as price being, favorable. These two combinations have led to almost, 60% growth, incremental EBITDA being contributed from the old economy businesses.
Okay. Let's talk about the new businesses as well. Balaji Subramanian, Vice President at IIFL Securities, joins in to tell us how he looked at the Geo business. Balaji, thanks a lot for being with us. So, for Geo, things were largely in line with estimates, no positive or negative surprise. But I think what stood out is the fact that there is this absence of a prepaid tariff hike, and that has actually slowed down the revenue growth on a year-on-year basis. How do you see the business shape up now over the next couple of quarters?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show. So as far as Reliance Jio is concerned, the performance was in line with estimates. It was quite steady. One thing which surprised a little bit on the positive side was that the revenue growth, if you take out the factor that this quarter had 2 fewer days, the QOQ revenue growth was almost 4%. So I would say these are pretty decent numbers. And what I think is happening is that in addition to the steady traction that they are seeing in the mobile business, businesses like fixed line, FTTH, and even enterprise for that matter, they have all started contributing a little bit. And that is what probably drove this fairly healthy performance. As far as 4G prepaid tariff hikes are concerned, my own sense is that probably, we are not going to see it in the next few months or so, because firstly, there is some weakness in the spending environment. And the other thing is that probably as we get closer to the end of this calendar year, we will be approaching closer to the elections. And I think in such circumstances, probably the earnings, the tariff hike that we have been waiting for might probably not play out this year. So in the interim, I think what will continue to drive revenue will be the steady subscriber additions, as well as the fact that some increase in data consumption can continue happening, because as the group gets into more and more, sporting events like what we are seeing in the IPL this quarter, or the Women's Premier League in the previous quarter, or FIFA World Cup before that, I think all of that will drive some data growth, and that will result in people upgrading to higher allowance packs.
Hi Balaji, good morning. Since we're talking about Jio, I just want to understand whether you're seeing it as a positive read-through for the telecom space on the whole, that the ARPU is held on a quarter-to-quarter basis. Some brokerages are suggesting that. So I ask you, is there any read-through for the telecom space?
See, my own read-through would be that the revenue growth being a little bit better sequentially, I think that should benefit Bharti as well. And Bharti also will have this extra tailwind where they did the tariff hike in the entry-level 2G plans, prepaid plan, 2G prepaid plans. So as far as whatever data we have come through so far, that doesn't suggest that there is going to be a material churn on the subscriber front. So the subscriber churn will be manageable for Bharti, I believe, and you'll also have some increase in terms of the ARPU just because of that factor. So net, I think Bharti should also have a reasonably good quarter, but I won't expect it to be a blockbuster quarter since, anyways, as I said, the quarter has 2 fewer days and there is no, real 4G prepaid tariff hike tailwinds that will come through.
I think not too many people are talking about it, but the retail business has grown at a scorching pace this time around. Harshvardhan, I wanted your thoughts on it. Over 18,000 stores now is what they have. And, I think this time around the retail growth has been faster than what we've seen in the preceding 3 or 4 quarters. How much do you think that can add to the overall SOTP for Reliance, the fact that consumer businesses are growing at a very strong pace?
So the pace of store addition continues to surprise us. We thought that the store as well as the capacity addition will sort of slow down in fourth quarter, but to a surprise that has continued. And it appears that the 100 million square feet mark is maybe achieved in next couple of years' time, which was seemingly quite distant. So if that continues, I think a 25% growth in sales as well as EBITDA is something which is a base case scenario for the retail business. I think if that were to happen, then a base case valuation of close to 100 to 110 billion dollars in terms of EV, that seems to be the base case for Reliance Retail from here on. And any move to delever the balance sheet out there, or induct a strategic investor, or do an InvIT which is being talked about, is another trigger which probably will lead to re-rating of our valuation in that case.
Okay, all right. Gentlemen, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time, both of you, and appreciate you running us through that, Balaji and Harshvardhan. It's a pleasure. Prakash is with us. Prakash, stay with us. We're just coming back. Want to get your thoughts on HDFC Bank as well when we return on the other side. Let's take a quick break. Sudarshan Sukhani and Mitesh Thakkar will also join in for some technical trading ideas. So those conversations coming up as well. Stay with us.